What is up, my people? How are you doing? I just want to give a quick update. There's not a lot to update on right now. This lawsuit is going to take a little bit of time. Um, Basically, the next step, like we've already sent the cease and desist, the next step for MULN Automotive is that we are going to file a preliminary injunction. And right now, we have the lawyers working on the complaint, and we have the lawyers who have brought on an expert witness, a forensic accountant, to basically validate and testify on our behalf that everything that I've told them is 100% accurate. Ultimately, if you look at the numbers, what you're going to find is that no stock in the history of the stock market has diluted 500 million shares and stayed below the $4.18 high that we hit after this all began from February on. And I mean, there's so many ways to look at those numbers. This is the most shares diluted in the least amount of time at the lowest price. 500 million shares is what the MULN Automotive IPO'd at. If you go and look at the stock market all around, like Tesla only has 1 billion authorized shares right now, or 1 billion issued shares right now. And so, like, if you go look around, 500 million shares for a pre-revenue company is extremely high. Like, a lot of companies come out with 500 million shares. Almost none of them have touched more than 100 million shares of dilution. And it's because they can't dilute unless there's someone buying. And so it's proof that retail was buying. Obviously, all the dilution updates of the free float growing from February all the way to now. It's at 509 million now. That's the outstanding shares. The free float's probably 470, 480 million. And that's not counting the last 2 weeks of trading, so we're probably even higher than that. But any way that you slice the numbers, like, it's proof that they did everything they could to hold the price down. And if you go and you look back and you look at when David Mickery tweeted short bomb squeeze incoming, he solicited retail's investors investment and all this good stuff. And so basically, in my opinion, we got him nailed to the wall. I'm stoked about all this. But if we take a quick look, here's a couple emails from my lawyer. We'll start with this. Here's a draft letter. So this was for the cease and desist that we mailed to MULN Automotive. Please review. Basically, he says he's going to be out of town from September 1st through September 8th. And so this is why I'm expecting the preliminary injunction not to be filed till about mid-September. As far as this goes, what we're going to be looking for is for our preliminary injunction is we want the judge to order and issue the cease and desist against MULN and make it law that they cannot dilute any of the new shares acquired on July 26th vote when they added 2.25 billion shares. Some people would say that that's a stretch and it's never going to happen. It's possible that it doesn't happen, but it's also possible that it does happen. And if it does happen, the squeeze starts instantly. I mean, we're talking days after this happens, the squeeze will begin. Maybe the same day, honestly. And then on top of that, if the judge doesn't see enough and he sees that we have a case, but he doesn't see exactly how we've determined that they can't sell those shares, we're going to ask, similar to what BBIG did, we're going to halt the stock. Nobody can buy, nobody can sell. And we're going to ask that the judge looks into discovery and streamlines this process to where at least he sees enough to where he agrees that they shouldn't be able to dilute those shares. My only advice is that if you're not in MULN, you should buy into MULN before this happens. I'm going to try to give an update as much as I can before we walk into the the courtroom. But I would also recommend that you sign up for the lawsuit. Not this video, but if you go back a couple videos, any of my lawsuit videos, you'll see in the description of the video a link to Google Documents. There's 2 documents. One's 2 pages, one's 8 pages. Fill out both of those, send them to me, email them to me at marcusrayng@gmail.com. and you will be able to participate in this lawsuit. Whether it's just as an investor who is investing towards the legal funds, who will get a portion of the reward, or whether you have actual MULN losses. It doesn't matter. You can still join. And if you wait until after the preliminary injunction to either buy MULN or to join the lawsuit, I can only assure you that the terms that I'm offering to everyone that joins is not going to be as favorable as it is right now. So take the 20 minutes that it's going to take you to print, sign, scan, and email it to me, and I promise it's going to be worth your time. But after the preliminary injunction, there is going to be, in my opinion, a very positive movement for MULN stock and a very positive movement for the MULN lawsuit. And because so many people we have 36 people with over $2.25 million in damages that have signed the assignments so far. And when I say $2.25 million in damages, 90% of that is people that bought stock for $2 million and they've lost, or they bought stock for $4 million and they've lost $2 million. Another 2 to 3, 4, 500,000 of it is option damages, where they've lost 100% of their money through options. Now, they've also contributed $15,000 to the legal fund so far. It's like $15,300. Because they've done that, because I've offered a really good deal up front, like, they deserve that really good deal, and like, they've earned what's about to come. And so if you don't jump in before this preliminary injunction, like, you just got to understand that you didn't earn what these guys earned. Like, you waited till it was easy. Right now it may not seem so easy. Right now it may all seem hypothetical, but we'll see what happens when we get to court. So here's the other email he sent. Basically, this is the forensic analyst that we're going to be having take a look over all the information and be our expert witness. And if we need more, we'll get more. Like, the numbers are on our side, the facts are on our side. Whatever we need to do to win this, like, it's going to happen. And so I strongly recommend you sign up for the lawsuit. Strongly recommend you donate to the legal fund. All good things are coming. Trust the process. Like, this last 6 months has kind of sucked because we lost a lot of money in options. The stock buyers, like, basically nobody's in a profit right now. And it kind of feels rough. But if you look at the big picture, like, we forced them in a spot to do something that's never been done before, that is totally illegal, and we forced them to rob us of this dilution vote that they didn't even own the shares for by the time the vote happened, because they were diluting the entire process all the way to July 26th, even though they announced the vote on July 9th. And I don't know. I just think that everyone should be part of this. Like, even if you're not in MULN, you should be a part of this. Invest into the lawsuit. $100 is all you got to do, and you'll be part of this. And it's something that everybody should want to be a part of, because it's the only place. This right here, right now, is the only thing, the only place, the only way to control your politicians, to control the stock market, to control the Federal Reserve, everybody that is working against you and the middle class and trying to hold people down. This is the only thing that stands a chance to step in front of them and say no more of this bullshit. I believe that all the way to the bottom of my heart. And I hope you guys understand what's happening. It's not a joke. It is happening. And I'm just so excited for what's to come. I hope I get to be in California during the court cases. We'll see what happens, but I'm excited.